Hey guys, so in today's video, me and my American Girl doll Joss are on our way to the beach. We were going to be visiting a beach that was in a different state, so we had about a 5-hour drive ahead of us. It ended up turning into a little more of a relaxed weekend just because of the cold weather, but we were still able to make it fun, so let's go ahead and get started with our adventure. We left Orlando in the morning to make our way north to where we were going, and while we were passing through Daytona Beach, we actually found a Buc-ee's gas station, and this one was brand new because the last time I drove this way, it definitely wasn't there, and we went in and there were so many fun little things. I was really surprised, and I even got to meet Buc-ee himself, so if you ever see one of these, you should totally stop. And for the rest of the way, we pretty much kicked back and relaxed. We finally made it to Savannah, Georgia later that day. We had to drive through the downtown area a little bit. It was cool to see all the different sites. A lot of the buildings are really old. We had to stop at Target before we went to where we were staying, so I went into the toy section just to see what this Target had compared to the ones at home. They had a lot of My Little Pony toys, including the new Mini World Magic Mirror Stream trailer. I haven't bought this set yet, but I do plan on getting it soon. And in addition to all the My Little Pony stuff, they had quite a few Miraculous toys. I was actually really surprised to see that they had the Lady Dragon doll that I reviewed recently. I've been seeing her in lots of Targets, which really surprised me. And they also had these Kwame Miracle Box-like surprises. That was the first time I had seen those. There were also lots of Encanto toys. There's lots of new ones out right now. They also had some of the new Monster High Creepover Party dolls. They didn't have the Twyla doll though, so I'm gonna keep looking for now. They also had the new Rainbow High Shadow High Series 2 dolls, and I saw Zoe and Glitch in store for the first time. After Target, we continued making the last little leg of our journey to where we were staying. We headed out to Tybee Island, and we finally arrived at our beach house, and it was time for Joss to get all unpacked. And another fun thing, when we arrived at the beach house, Joss was really excited to be able to meet up with Courtney, one of her longtime American girlfriends. They're going to be staying here in Courtney's bunk bed together, and they have lots of fun activities to do over the weekend that Courtney brought. Since it was getting dark out and it was pretty chilly, we didn't go outside and explore at all, so we just stayed in and started playing some games for the night. Joss and Courtney got to catch up and do lots of fun things. They had a super fun sleepover, and we all ended up staying awake much later than we usually do. So eventually it was time for the girls to settle down and get ready to be tucked in for bed. Joss, of course, always pops out her hearing aid before bed since she can't sleep with it in. And after that, it was time for Courtney and Joss to get a good night's sleep, so that way they could have lots of energy for the morning. We got up pretty early the next morning. Joss was awake before Courtney, so she was just enjoying the view outside. Unfortunately, it was really cold out this day, so we weren't sure if we were going to be able to walk down to the beach. And while Joss gave Courtney some more time to sleep in or wake up, she just got to hang out on her phone and kind of just check on her socials and text her friends. When Courtney woke up though, they both decided to play more games since they had so much fun the previous night. And later that morning, we did decide to go ahead and walk down to the beach, so it was time for Joss to get ready. Today, she's definitely going to need her wetsuit if she wants to do any swimming or surfing, since it's going to be really cold out and the water's probably also going to be really cold. So I got her all packed up and ready to go to the beach, and she was all set. Unfortunately though, when we got to the beach, the cold just kept persisting on, and with the wind, it was just too cold to do anything, and we felt like we were getting blown over. So we decided that we'll go ahead and just walk back to the house and find something else to do for today. Joss was a little bit disappointed about not getting to go surfing right away, but she understands, so I took her home and got her in some new clothes. We went out to try to find a place to eat, and when we finally found one, Joss was really excited to see all these surfboards that they have in there. It was actually a Mexican restaurant, but they had so many surfboards in there, and they were huge in person. And they also had these really cute little surfboard colored sugar cookies. We all thought these were really adorable. After lunch, we went out to do a little bit of sightseeing. We drove by the lighthouse that was on the island, but we didn't really get out because, again, it was really cold. We drove around and eventually found like some surf shops to go into, and we also found some candy shops too. And when we got back to the house, it was still like mid-afternoon, so we decided it was time for playing some more games. So Joss brought out a couple more new games for her and Courtney to play. And later, as it got closer to dinner time, we all of a sudden heard a bunch of sirens. We weren't sure if they were police cars, firemen, but we figured they were police cars, and I later saw a fire truck on the next street over. We went out to investigate, and it actually had been a pretty bad car accident. Luckily, no one was hurt, but we later found out that it was actually a DUI, so someone was actually arrested after it happened. So this is a reminder to always be safe when driving. After the little bit of chaos that we encountered, we went back home and had some dinner and played some games, and Joss and Courtney were having so much fun. We needed to do a little bit of pre-packing and cleaning up though because they had their stuff everywhere. And after that, the girls decided to go ahead and call it an early night since we were pretty tired from the day and the late night we had before. The next morning, Joss and I woke up pretty early again, and we just decided to kind of chill a little bit. Here she is in the dining room enjoying no food, just taking it in. Now it was time to get both Joss and Courtney ready for the day. Unfortunately, this morning it was time for Joss to say goodbye to Courtney, but they will see each other again soon. And after that, it was time to leave the beach house and head on to our next adventure. We were able to stop at the Marine Science Center. It's a really cool little place. They had a whole bunch of fossils in one room, all different kinds of things that people had found on the local beaches here. And there were so many cute different animals. We got to meet some sea turtles. We got to see a couple new animals that we had never seen before, and we even got to hold and pet some. We saw some familiar faces among all the animals. They were all really cute. The center has a really cool facility for rescue animals that they do eventually release back into the wild. They even had a really awesome sea turtle downstairs. We got to watch the sea turtle get his morning snacks, which was so much fun. He's adorable. And this sea turtle will eventually be released back into the wild later this year. I would definitely recommend stopping here if you're in the area. And after the Science Center, Joss was really excited because we finally got to go to the beach, and she got to throw on her wetsuit and surfboard and hit some waves. The weather was much better today than it was the previous day, and we also encountered a couple other surfers that were out having a good time at the beach while the weather was nice. Sadly though, after the beach, it was time for us to start heading back to Florida. We had a really fun time just being able to hang out with family and just enjoy the beach and see the Science Center. It was a really nice little island. Joss had a really good time getting to see Courtney and hang out with her, and we'll definitely come back someday. But for now, that is going to bring this video to a wrap. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and if you want to see more videos like this one in the future, then definitely be sure to leave a like and subscribe, and we will see you guys in the next video.